Today we have the 2025 Lexus RX. This is the F-Sport Performance model, the 500 model, the top of the food chain and the most fun Lexus RX there is. Today we're going to take a detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and get this out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. Now let's take a look at all of the exterior details. So if you want to know all about the trims, the different trim levels of the RX since it's redesigned, be sure to check in the description below for another video detailed on those. But this one's going to be talking about this 500H model, pretty much specifically the top end, top trim performance model and sportiest version of the RX. So right up front, standard, we will get the Lexus L-themed accent light, the running light there, as well as LED headlight standard. You can option up to get their triple beam headlight with the cornering lights and headlamp washers as an option, but we don't have that here. Lexus carries over the massive grille that we've seen before. I think this front end looks better than a couple years back before they had redesigned it, but let me know what you guys think down below. This silver color, it's a nice metallic-y look. It's called Iridium. That's the name of the paint in case you are curious. Lexus does have some nice looking colors as well. And we're gonna get black calipers, black brake calipers there, the black wheels, either 21-inch wheels on this particular F-Sport model. We're also gonna have black accents like the mirror, which is heated, automatically tilts, dims on the driver's side. And dimensionally, it's 192 inches long with just over 8 inches of ground clearance. We even have the roof rails up above, so you could still put some crossbars up there even with that large panoramic roof. And this unique kind of split design back there in the back. What do y'all think of the overall aesthetic of this model? It even comes with an F-Sport tuned adaptive variable suspension, LED taillights, and this blade design with this long, wide light bar. Now this top trim RX can give us the hands-free and hands-free open and close liftgate. This is an option that you will have to pay to upgrade to, but it is available. Now as we take a look back here, we've got the handle right there. You can lower it down and lock it up above. Now compared to the previous gen Lexus a couple years ago, this has a little bit more cargo space. You've got 20, I believe it's 26 cubic feet. I'll put the numbers down below. Without the seats folded, we've got a little first aid kit right there, and underneath of here, Lexus gives you this lift up floor and you still get a spare tire. Thank goodness. So many vehicles are going away from that. I'm glad Lexus still has it. We've got this shade right here, can cover up. We've got a little cargo net hook, but also on both sides, we've got a more sturdy hook to where you can hook up grocery bags, something like that. We also have a 12-volt power outlet over here. We've got LED lights as well on both sides. And check it out, both sides, we have power folding seats. It's technically a 40-20-40 split. So you can put long skinny items in there and still have a couple seat ups. It's not completely flat, but it is still smooth and cohesive going in there with a little bit of a slight ramp. So overall, it's a nice spacious area. What do you think? Now, Lexus gives us the typical nice slim Lexus key fob. Looks nice and slim. This does have remote start. You won't find a dedicated remote start button, but if you press the lock button 3 times, hold it on the 3rd time, it will start up for you. It's a very slow process, but it does work. So this has the smart key system on both doors, or all doors, I should say. Press that little line to lock it. There's also a little button actuator on the back side of the handle. So it's not a sensor like slide your hand back. The door handle doesn't move out like this traditionally. It's got a little button that you push and then the door pops open. So that's the way that works. I've complained about it before. I'm not going to complain about it again. But even on the inside, you push this to electronically open the door, and it will let you know if there's a vehicle approaching behind you, a pedestrian coming behind you, so you don't open the door up on someone accidentally. In an emergency, you can pull it and use it like an actual lever, but it's electronically actuated, as you could hear with that. Now let's take a look at the front seats. So depending on what trim you get, they'll be a little bit different. This being the top end model, we've got the F-Sport seats. These are leather wrapped. They're quite nice. You've also got two-tone in here. What do you think of the red seats? They're very contoured and bolstered. You've got a narrow seat, bolsters there, big bolsters here, a narrow bottom as well. but it is a comfortable seat. Now this one only has two-way lumbar support instead of four-way like some of the other RX models, but you still get the height and tilt and recline. And in addition to that, we also have memory settings on here. The memory settings are right there. So you've got three position memory settings, excuse me, on this driver side, and the auto entry exit system to where the seats and the power adjustable steering wheel can move exactly where you want it. So it can tilt and telescope electronically with that button there. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and it is also heated. It's comfortable to hold on to as well. You've got this red stitching that runs in there, these little grips right here. And these seats have the automatic heating and ventilation function. Even the steering wheel can be on auto. So you can have it automatically do that depending on what the auto climate control is set to, or you can turn on the heated steering wheel there, 2-tier, ventilated and heated seats here, 3-tier. So they have worked well for me as well. I tend to notice when it's in auto, it does not turn them on when I would want them on. Not all the time, at least in the summer, but you can just turn it on with this dedicated climate section at the bottom of the screen. Let's take a look at the back seats. So Lexus even gives us nice materials back here. I mean, the armrest is soft, upper door panel is soft. You still have the power actuated button to get out right there, and it will let you know or stay locked if there's a vehicle or pedestrian approaching from behind so that you don't open the door on them. This is even suede. We've got the upgraded Mark Levinson audio system that we will talk about. Big enough area down here to actually put a good sized bottle. I mean, that's a good sized gap. You've got the power functions in the cargo area, but you also have the power buttons right here. So you can even recline your seat a little bit, as you can see with that. So you've got power reclining seats, but you also have heated and ventilated seats as well. Let me show you. I'm getting real close right there. Okay. Ventilated or heated seats there, ventilated seats there on both sides, your own climate control and USB-C charging ports. We've got map pockets back here as well. The middle area isn't, super tall, so you can still put your feet there. Legroom, sitting behind myself, I'm 5'9". This is where I like to have the seat. There's still a good amount of space back here. Good legroom. We've got this massive roof, which you'll see in a little bit. Even LED lighting back here. And in the middle, a fold down armrest, but wait, there's more. This folds up. Extra little storage right there. There's no plugs or anything in there, like no charging ports there, but you have them right in front of you. And you've got these cup holders. Check it out. It's pretty sweet. And like I said, I do have the seat reclined. You saw me do that. But even if I sit up, let me actually get this in position. I mean, it is comfortable with it upright, but with it in its position, I can still sit here and have some headroom a little bit. So that's great. Now taking a look at the interior, the start button is right there. And with these hybrids, you might not know it's on because it doesn't necessarily always turn the engine on. But if it says ready, then it's on and you can put it in gear and go. But as you can see over here, it says EV, so it's in electric vehicle mode, meaning the gas engine's not running. So it's basically completely silent. Let's get this out of the way real quick. These little red flashing buttons right there, those little flashing lights, those are not visible to your eye. It's just on the camera. Those are sensors when you're driving, part of the Lexus safety system to keep its eye on you. It's a driver monitor. But keep in mind, if you ever drive with your hand up here, it may beep at you and flash at you and tell you that it can't see you. So obviously you're not supposed to put your hand up there to drive, but some of you do, and it will let you know. So it can get a bit annoying if that's your preferred position. But over here on the door, it's going to tell us right away we've got the premium Mark Levinson audio system. We'll talk about that a bit in a little bit. We've got this suede material. The ultra suede is very nice. More nice soft materials on the door. Big grab handle here, the button I talked to you about. Even the switchgear here in Lexus is just nice. It's nicer than your typical plastic that you're going to find in non-luxury vehicles. You've got a large bottle holder right there. It's actually quite large to where it's very deep. In fact, let me try my big jug. I got a big old hydro jug. It's like 40 something ounces. Haven't tried it down there yet, and it doesn't quite fit. I guess you could do it like that if you needed to get it out of the way, but it'll fit most other bottles, no problem. Over here, your trip odometer into your brightness, memory settings, fuel door, open up the back as well. And then Lexus often gives us this little tray. It's very nicely, softly lined, so if you put change or something in there, you're not gonna hear it rattle around as much either. This does have the automatic rain sensing wipers right there, little paddle shifters on here as well. And then overhead, Lexus also gives us this big digital display. It's kind of hard to see. It is flashing only on the camera, but it's large, gives you a lot of information. You've even got a few different modes that you can see it. So for example, we've got a quick menu system here. You can have your head-up display on or off, in full mode, standard mode, or minimal mode. So depending on how much information you want, if any, you can do that. The thing that is a little bit annoying to me, I rarely use it, wouldn't complain about it in real life, but the drive mode is on here. This is how you change drive modes. Usually there's a button or a knob that you turn, but it's on the screen, which is kind of annoying. You've got other safety systems that you can access on here. If they're blue, they're turned on. If they're white, they're turned off. Proactive driving assist is quite unique. It's almost like radar-based cruise control without being in cruise control. It's not really a cruise control, but it will proactively start braking if the vehicle in front of you is braking, even if you're not braking. So you can turn that off or on. It does get a little bit annoying. Sometimes it might slow down when you don't want it to, but that's just the way that it functions, and it could honestly help with safety. Now, this digital display is standard on this model. We've got information on the left, information in the middle, and information on the right. And using your steering wheel controls, it's very interesting. I complained about this before, and I still am not a fan. You see how most of the time you'll have like a button that says what it does? These arrows have different functions. So sometimes these are the functions. If you push this button just below it, now these are the functions. So you'll always know which side it's referring to because you've got fixed buttons like the volume buttons right here. And then on this side, we've got cruise control. But over here, again, same story. You don't know what they're for, depending on what mode or button you're in. But you can change the meter display to a few different customizable meters. You can change the information that is shown on the left, right, and in the middle, depending on what available information there is. It's not my favorite. I prefer just the basic screen that they used to have. And I wish that these buttons, I would like it a lot more if these buttons had their own dedicated controls, but you'll get used to it. You'll know what does what. It just takes some getting used to. But the display is very clear and easy to see, which is very nice. Same thing with this one, a large display. And you now have climate controls that are part of the touchscreen. Again, don't mind the flashing on the screen. That is only on the camera. It's a bright day, shady, camera showing that. It's not visible in person. But this is all touch right here, and I don't mind it because they're large. There's not a lot that you really need to click on right here. If you need more climate settings, you can go to there, but you don't really need to do that. We've got fan speed controls here, and you can drag it, and it's large enough to where it's not annoying. Auto mode, you can still turn that down. Recirculation, we've got a volume and power knob right there, and actual buttons for our defrost here as well. This is like on the screen, but you control it and turn it, which is kind of cool. Also, this display, not only is it large, but it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's 14 inches on this particular model. You can go to the regular Lexus display right there, Apple CarPlay right here, and it shows up quite well. You can even keep the home screen buttons over here, or you can take up the entire screen. And like you saw with this is like a menu button. This is frequently used here, comfort and convenience right away. Or you can scroll over and see those other ones that I showed you earlier. Going down, our vents are actually kind of cool. It's like two-tiered. So you got a vent here, that's all one vent. But it honestly, I think it works well to spread air around this cabin really easily. We've got a 360 camera. You can push that camera button. It'll go with the panoramic view, then go to a bird's eye view. Or if you put it in gear, then you've got this top-down view here, the adjustable backup camera over there as well. You can tap on the screen and see closer to whatever part of the vehicle you want to see. If I'm parking, we've got a park assist on here as well. And you have to have your seatbelt on. They idiot-proof these cars nowadays, but seatbelts on, hit the parking button, and it will search for parking spaces and help you parallel or perpendicular park. The shifter down here is a little bit interesting. Go into park right there, over, up to reverse, over to neutral, over, down to drive, then you can just go down for manual mode. Electronic parking brake is there, brake hold button right there, off-road mode right there, and traction control here. In front of us, I like this. This is a rubber mat for a little storage area, couple USB-C charging ports, USB-C, USB-A, and a 12-volt power outlet, a wireless charging mat right there, and an extra storage tray. Very practical little area. I love the separate cubbies to be able to put stuff. The wireless charging tray has worked with a MagSafe style of phone case most of the time, so that is nice when a lot of vehicles honestly don't. Now, back up to here, Mark Levinson audio system. It is a 21 speaker, 1800 watt audio system. So that is quite nice. These cup holders are also pretty cool. So this front one, it can be in this kind of standard height, or it goes down and can accommodate tall drinks. Push this button, bring it back up. This one stays where it is. And this trim around here is also pretty nice. This armrest is nice as well. The button to open it is actually right over here. And then you've got a little storage area inside of there, softly lined, nothing too special though, but it can open up to either side. So you don't really have to kick someone's arm completely off if you're gonna open it up. And then over here, Lexus gives us a unique dash. Like, they give us a secondary dash panel up there, which is nice. You've got stitching on it. We've got the lockable glove box right here, soft interior. Lexus just put a lot of niceties in this vehicle overall. We also have this digital rearview mirror. So not only do we have garage controls on here and an automatic dimming rearview mirror, we also have the mirror camera. We've seen this on a lot of vehicles nowadays, but look, you can see perfect out the back. More about visibility here. It's not great because of the big pillar back there, but it's good enough. And you've got blind spot monitoring in the mirrors. You've got that. Look over your shoulder, obviously, but it's nice inside. And let's go ahead and open this up. So a couple things here. We've got this massive panoramic roof. You've got this shade that can open up, but then this whole entire front piece of glass opens up as well. So it's a very large roof. When they say panoramic, they mean it. Check it out. One other thing is that we get ambient lighting, even on the lower trims, but a thematic ambient lighting on the Premium Plus and up, which puts different color ambient lighting throughout here, and it makes it a really nice cabin. Now, under the hood for the RX, there are several different options. And I talked about some of those in a video before. This is gonna focus on this 500H model. The H meaning that it's a hybrid, the 500 meaning it's the most powerful hybrid. So under the hood right here, we've got a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbo hybrid that gives us a total of 366 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. So it's more than just the base turbo model. It's more than just the base hybrid model. It is basically the performance hybrid. And what this gives us is all-wheel drive as well. The all-wheel drive comes on here, and miles per gallon is 27 city, 28 highway, and 27 combined. So good efficiency while still having good pep. And in case you're curious, this definitely has more power and more zip than that 3.5 liter V6 that we could find in the RX before, although that one did feel more refined. This does come with a 6-speed automatic transmission though. All right, y'all, we are behind the wheel of the Lexus RX. This is a 500H F-Sport performance model, and we'll talk about some of the differences with this and the regular model, like the basic turbo, which I believe is what I drove last time. I've driven many of these Lexus models, and this one is definitely more fun. I mean, you get more punch out of here. You've got an adaptive variable suspension. It just feels a little more attached to the pavement, if you will. And before we talk about that, It also has the Lexus Safety System 3.0. So you've got all the goodies with the radar-based cruise control. You've got the lane centering technology. It can even change lanes for you if you want it to. It's advanced. It does a great job. You have the proactive driving assist. And when you're not driving this to be sporty, it's quite enjoyable and smooth. I remember complaining a little bit about the suspension, that it was maybe just a little bit busy. And this is a very smooth road right now, but in my time driving this, I've been quite comfortable. And this suspension is probably a little different than what I drove the last time in here, and it's a nice riding vehicle. Road noise is also pretty good. We do have laminated glass up here, so you got thicker glass, helps with sound suppression and wind noise, and I haven't really noticed much of that at all. On a day-to-day aspect, it's a comfortable vehicle. That's what Lexus goes for. They go for comfort. But with this one, comfort is still in mind, while a sporty experience is also there as well, with this being the 500h F Sport Performance model. It's not just aesthetics. It is designed to be driven and more sporty. We're going to punch it in just a minute here. The brakes on here feel good, especially for being hybrid brakes. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We're just in normal mode, pedal down. And it's not a burner, but it's quick and it's punchy. I'm gonna put us in sport mode. Gotta scroll over, sport mode there. It changes this gauge cluster. So you've got like the racetrack looking gauge cluster, partial pedal. It like changes into a completely different vehicle. Not just the way it feels, but the way it sounds and looks. It's got a lot of torque. You've got the turbo torque that comes out early, but you also have that electric torque being a hybrid. And that sound, my goodness. Let's try a little paddle shifter action here. Okay. It did not want to upshift at all. That was a little quicker. Definitely not. I used them before, but it's much better when you let it do its thing. And I'm gonna go back into normal mode. In fact, let's go to eco mode. We don't do that too much. Eco mode, because this is a hybrid, you can get good efficiency. I've gotten about 25 in mixed driving, a little less than what it's supposed to, but mixed in with some instances of getting on it and kind of testing it out. But you can watch the hybrid system and drive this like a regular hybrid and really milk the efficiency and get good efficiency out of it. But it's fun and it's more powerful when you need it. The suspension feels good. It handles well. The steering also has a good feel to it as well. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's not a hefty steering feel. It's also not loose and lax like some SUVs are nowadays. It's a great blend of both. And compared to the previous gen RX, this has a little bit more cargo space, got a little bit of a different look. It drives nicer, it's more punchy, especially with this particular model. And ergonomics in here, the only ergonomic complaint I might have, it's not really ergonomics, it's just personal preference really, but it's the function of this display right here with these controls. Like, you kind of have to look down at times to know what you're actually pushing with these arrows. So it's a little bit annoying, and it's not the most responsive. Like, sometimes I'll be changing songs or something here, and unless it's like lit up and glowing down there, it doesn't always recognize my thumb is there. So if I like keep it there and I push and I wait a sec, see if I want to change it, push again, it might not work. I have to move my finger around a little bit because it's touch sensitive, and then push the button. Very small complaint, hardly notice it at all, honestly. But Lexus has done a nice job with this vehicle. Sure, it maybe isn't as fast as other performance-oriented models, but that's not really who's buying this. They're not getting this to be like an M version, absolute burner, tear the tires off kind of vehicle. It's just more powerful and more fun, while still giving you that classy luxury Lexus feel. But let's go ahead and wrap things up. So with this 2025 Lexus RX, this 500 model, it's got enough of the fun factor that makes this fun to drive, more sporty than the regular model, but it's still practical in the sense that it gets good mileage. It's still got all the comfort and features and bells and whistles and that luxury factor that you get with Lexus as well, while still being classy. So it's a classy vehicle with good get up and go, good efficiency, good practicality that's still pretty fun to drive. What do you think of this RX? If you were looking for the RX, would you go for this particular trim level? If not, let me know down below. I've got a review of a different model of the Lexus RX in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.